Jarod Hector, BET.com, and I'm here with the host of Showtime Sports' newest podcast, All the Smoke, NBA legends Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson. What's up, y'all?
What's up, my man?
Excited to be here, man. Looking forward to talking to you guys.
Good. Thank you for coming out.
So you two were on the We Believe Warriors. What was it about, and this is for each of you, what was it about him, and what was it about him for you that made you guys just feel like, all right, man, this is my dude, I'm riding with him?
I looked at his lips and knew he was a smoker. No, I'm playing. True. The game is in an amazing place.
How do you feel about the way in which the league is handling the way that fans and players interact?
I wish they would have done it in 05.
Is there a specific incident you're talking about?
Yeah, I wish they would have done it in 05 with the Malice in the Palace, man.
All right, Joseph, the fun thing about the NBA is that it's a very outgoing league. They promote their guys' personalities. So with this draft class we have coming in, who do you think are going to be the guys with the most podium swag? Whether that be with how they talk to reporters and answer questions, how they dress, who do you think's got it? So yeah, marketing, I think you're right? I mean, Ayton's 21-11 as a freshman in Arizona, Pac-12 Player of the Year, Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, first team All-America. So I don't disagree with that per se. He would run a nice pick and roll with Booker, as you mentioned. Here's what I think, though. I think with Igor's the new head coach over at Phoenix, I like Luka only because Luka's probably the most pro-ready guy right now, in the sense that his upside is nowhere near as high as Ayton's because he's not a plus athlete. But he can read pick and roll. I mean, he reads the game, I think, better than anybody in the draft right now, playing in the second best league in the world, in the EuroLeague, right? So that's why I think that Luka's probably a better fit, just because right away you can run him with Booker. And you can see what's going on with Bender. I know he's not great, and the ceiling for Ayton over Bender's higher, but I might go Luka in that spot. This is Jarod Hector live at the Barclays Center, and I'm here with my CLNS media colleague, Joe Pavone. We just witnessed the second game of a home-and-home where the Nets exacted a little bit of revenge, and they had that victory against the Boston Celtics, 112-107. One of the big keys of the game was Spencer Dinwiddie, 32 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds. You and I talked at halftime about the Nets and what's going to happen in the second half. Is injured and is dealing with an injury that, for whatever reason, looks like it's chronic and will not get better until the day he stops playing basketball. Well, to that end, if he still wants to hoop, an 82-game regular season is not conducive for him to be able to hoop at the level he wants to, right? Which is why he played 60-something games last year with the Raptors, and he then was able to play all their playoff games. But if you watch closely, by the time they got to the finals, he was basically playing on one leg. Filmmaking is ideology, right, in some form or fashion. So for you, again, how do you look at your personal politics, your ideology in making a film like Cop Watch? We talked briefly before we started about, if anyone can't tell, she's not from America. She's from England. So being a British woman, how do you look at making a specific story like this that is so American? Code words that, again, my fellow media colleagues love to use when talking about certain types of players who do this. Mind you, Anthony Davis never got into a verbal argument or yelling match with the Pelicans GM at the time, Dell Demps, which Kevin Love did with Cavs GM Kobe Altman, saying, quote, "I don't care if you find me. I'm rich. I got lots of money." I'm just curious why we aren't talking about this in the same way. Anthony Davis never during a game threw a basketball, whipped it at one of his teammates when he was annoyed that he wasn't doing what he wanted him to do. Kevin Love did that. So, again, I just find it so fascinating the way in which my fellow media colleagues contort themselves into talking about one thing versus another. And I can't help but notice, what is the difference between a player like Anthony Davis and Kevin Love? I mean, you guys, I don't have to spell it out for you. You know what I'm saying here. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Got yourself